This is not about playing games. This is about respect. This is about knowing your value. Because the truth is simple. If someone stops valuing you, it is not your job to convince them. It is your job to change how you respond. And today I will show you exactly how. Stay until the end. Because most men never learn this, and that is why they keep losing. Before we begin, the Stoic Tribe team is currently working on the Stoic Relationship Blueprint for Men course that's coming very soon. This will completely transform how you think, act, and show up in relationships by giving you a step-by-step system to build discipline, self-respect, and unshakable control. It breaks everything down simply so you can understand it deeply and apply it permanently, not just hear it and forget it. If you want early access, comment the blueprint right now. Number 1. Stop chasing immediately. The first mistake most men make is chasing harder. You see the shift in her energy. You notice the shorter replies, the delayed responses, the lack of effort, the way she no longer invests the same attention she once gave you so freely. And instead of stepping back, you lean in. You start sending more messages. You start thinking more. You start doing more. You try to fix something that is already showing you it does not want to be fixed. And deep down you know exactly what is happening, but you refuse to accept it because you are attached to the version of her that used to exist, not the one standing in front of you right now. And that is where you lose control, because you are no longer acting based on reality. You are acting based on memory, and she sees it clearly. She sees that no matter how little she gives you, will still be there, trying, still hoping, still waiting, and that kills attraction instantly because nothing destroys respect faster than a man who cannot control his own actions when faced with emotional uncertainty. And right now, your actions are not disciplined, they are reactive. You are checking your phone constantly. You are thinking about what to say next. You are analyzing every word she sends. You are trying to decode her silence instead of respecting it. And every time you reach out first, every time you double text, every time you try to bring back the energy she has already withdrawn, you are reinforcing one brutal truth in her mind, that she does not have to earn your attention anymore, because you are giving it away freely without requirement, without standards, without restraint. And once that happens, you are no longer a man she values. You are a man she expects. And expected attention has no weight. It has no power. It has no scarcity. It becomes background noise in her life, something she can pick up and drop whenever she feels like it, and you let it happen. Not because you are weak, but because you are undisciplined with your emotions. And discipline is everything here. Because the moment you stop chasing, the moment you cut off the constant need to reach out, to explain, to fix, to hold on, you regain control over yourself. And that is where everything begins to shift. Not because she suddenly changes, but because you do. You stop reacting to her behavior and start responding to your own standards. You stop making decisions based on fear of losing her and start making decisions based on respect for yourself, and that requires you to sit in discomfort, to face the silence without running from it, to resist the urge to send that message just to relieve your own anxiety, to let the space exist without trying to fill it, because that space is where your strength is built. That is where you prove to yourself that you are not controlled by your impulses, that you are not dependent on her attention to function, that you can stand still while everything inside you is telling you to move. And that is power. Real power, not loud, not dramatic, but controlled, quiet, intentional. And when you operate from that place, you are no longer chasing her. You are choosing yourself. And whether she notices or not becomes irrelevant, because the goal is not to get her back. The goal is to get yourself back. The version of you that does not beg for attention, that does not tolerate inconsistency, that does not lower his standards just to keep someone around. And when you fully step into that mindset, when you truly stop chasing not just in your actions, but in your thinking, in your expectations, in your emotional dependence, everything changes, because now you are no longer playing her game, you are playing your own. And in your world, attention is earned, not given away freely, and that alone separates you from every other man she has dealt with. And as you step into that mindset, you realize you need guidance you can return to every day, which is why the Stoic Relationship Blueprint ebook for men exists, filled with timeless principles that reshape how you think, act, and lead your life immediately. It answers the questions you keep asking yourself in silence: why you overgive, why you lose control, why you tolerate less than you deserve, and shows you exactly how to fix it step by step. It is now available in audiobook format, so you can absorb this knowledge while walking, training, or moving through your day, turning every moment into growth. The link is in the comments, and once you have it, it is yours for life. Something you can return to whenever you need clarity, strength, and direction. This is not just a book you read once. It is a foundation you carry with you, a tool that keeps you grounded, focused, and in control no matter what situation you face. Number 2, match her energy. This is where most men fail, because instead of accepting what is in front of them, they try to overpower it with effort. They believe that if they just give more, care more, try more, she will return to how she used to be. But that belief is exactly what keeps them stuck in a one-sided dynamic where they are investing heavily into someone who has already reduced her investment, and you see it clearly. If you are honest with yourself, she is not showing up the same way anymore. She is not as engaged, not as responsive, not as interested, and instead of adjusting your behavior to match reality, you continue operating as if nothing has changed. And that disconnect is what drains you, because you are pouring energy into a situation that is no longer feeding you back, and over time that creates frustration, confusion, and a quiet sense of being undervalued. But here is the truth you need to accept without softening it. She is showing you exactly how much she values the connection right now, and your job is not to argue with that, not to question it, not to try to negotiate your way back into her interest. Your job is to respond accordingly, and that means you match her energy precisely, not emotionally, not aggressively, but calmly and intentionally. If she takes hours to reply, you do not sit there waiting, you go on with your life. If she gives short responses, you do not write paragraphs. If she stops initiating, you stop initiating. And this is not about playing games, this is about alignment. Because when your effort does not match hers, you are either over-investing or under-investing. And in this situation, you are over-investing. And over-investment without reciprocation leads to loss of respect every single time, because it signals that you are willing to give more than what you receive. And once that pattern is established, it becomes your identity in her eyes. You become the one who gives, the one who waits, the one who adjusts, while she becomes the one who decides, the one who controls the pace, the one who sets the tone. And if you do not correct that imbalance, it will continue until there is nothing left of your self-respect. So matching her energy is not optional. It is necessary. It is the line that protects your value, because the moment you stop overextending yourself, the moment you bring your effort down to meet hers, you remove the excess attention she was benefiting from without earning, and that forces a shift. Either she notices the change and adjusts her behavior, or she continues pulling away and reveals her true level of interest. And both outcomes serve you, because clarity is always better than confusion, and this is where your mindset must remain steady. You do not react emotionally to her distance. You observe it, you accept it, and you adjust your behavior without internal chaos. You do not take it personally. You do not let it shake your confidence. You simply recognize that people reveal their priorities through their actions, And right now, her actions are telling you everything you need to know. And instead of resisting that truth, you align with it, because alignment brings peace. And peace comes from acting in accordance with reality, not fantasy. And when you master this, when you truly learn to match energy without ego, without overthinking, without needing validation in return, you become grounded, you become stable, you become a man who is not easily moved by inconsistency. And that is rare because most people are reactive. Most people chase. Most people try to force outcomes. But you do not. You move with control. You give where it is earned. You pull back where it is not. And over time, this builds a standard within you that no one can easily break. Because now your behavior is not dependent on how she acts. It is dependent on who you are. And that is the shift that changes everything in your life, not just in this situation, but in every interaction you will ever have. Number 3, go quiet and focus on yourself. Now this is the simple trick most men ignore, because silence forces you to face yourself, and that is exactly what you have been avoiding. You have been distracting yourself with her texts, her attention, her approval, her presence. And now that she is pulling away, you are left with a space that exposes everything you have been neglecting in your own life. Your discipline, your purpose, your standards, your direction. And instead of stepping into that space and using it, you try to escape it by chasing her harder. But that is exactly why you stay stuck, because you are running from the one place where your power actually exists. And the moment you decide to go quiet, not as a tactic but as a shift in focus, everything begins to change. Because now your attention is no longer leaking into someone who is not investing in you. It is being redirected back into yourself where it should have been all along. And this is where most men struggle, because silence is uncomfortable. It forces you to sit with your thoughts without distraction. It forces you to confront the reality that you allowed yourself to become too available, too dependent, too focused on someone who did not earn that level of importance in your life. And instead of numbing that realization, you use it, you sit with it, you learn from it, you build from it, because this is where discipline is forged, not when things are easy, not when she is giving you attention, but when she is not. When there is nothing coming from her side and you are left with a choice, either you break your own frame to chase temporary validation, or you hold your position and build something real. And when you choose the second option, when you truly go quiet, not just externally but internally, you stop checking her page, you stop waiting for her message, you stop creating scenarios in your head about what she might be doing, and you bring your focus back to what is in front of you, your body, your work, your goals, your environment, your future, and you attack those areas with intensity, not to impress her, not to prove anything, but because you finally understand that your life cannot revolve around someone who is inconsistent. And as you do this, something shifts inside you. Your mindset sharpens, your emotions stabilize, your confidence starts to come from your actions instead of her attention. And now you are no longer reacting to her absence. You are using it as fuel. Every moment of silence becomes productive. Every urge to reach out becomes a reminder to redirect that energy into something that actually builds you. And this is where the transformation begins, because you stop seeing her distance as a loss and start seeing it as an opportunity to reclaim your time, your focus, your standards, your identity. And the more you invest into yourself, the less control she has over your state of mind. Because now your mood is not dictated by whether she replies or not. Your sense of direction is not dependent on whether she stays or leaves. You are grounded in your own actions, your own progress, your own growth, and that creates a level of independence that most people never reach. Because most people are constantly looking outward for validation, constantly seeking attention, constantly needing reassurance. But you are no longer operating from that place. You are building something internal that cannot be shaken by someone else's inconsistency. And ironically, this is where she starts to notice the shift. Not because you are trying to get her attention, but because your absence becomes noticeable. Your energy is no longer available to her in the same way. Your presence is no longer something she can access whenever she wants. And that creates curiosity, because people always notice when something they once had easy access to is no longer there. But by this point, your focus is no longer on whether she notices or not. Because you have moved beyond that, you are no longer operating for her reaction, you are operating for your own evolution, and that is the real win here. Not getting her back, not making her chase, but becoming someone who does not need her to act a certain way in order to stay grounded. Someone who is fully in control of his time, his attention, his emotions, and his direction. And that level of control is what separates you from the version of yourself that was stuck waiting, hoping, chasing. Because now you are building, now you are progressing, now you are becoming, and whether she comes back or not becomes irrelevant. Because you are no longer the same person she walked away from, you are stronger, sharper, more disciplined, more focused, and most importantly, you are no longer available to anything that does not align with your standards. And that is how you turn this situation in your favor. Not by trying to control her, but by mastering yourself. Because once you do that, everything else falls into place. Number 4, do not react to breadcrumbs. At some point, she will come back in a way that looks small but feels big, and this is exactly where most men lose everything they just rebuilt. Because after all the silence, after all the distance, after all the time you spent trying to regain control over yourself, one simple message from her is enough to shake your focus if you are not grounded. And you know the message I am talking about. It is never direct, never honest, never accountable. It comes in soft, casual, almost harmless. Hey, how have you been? I saw something that reminded me of you. And the moment you see her name on your screen, your mind starts racing, your heart starts reacting, and suddenly all the discipline you were building is under pressure, because now you are faced with a test, not from her, but from yourself. And this is where you need to see clearly what is actually happening. She is not necessarily reaching out because she values you now. She is reaching out because she is checking if she still has access to you. Because as long as she knows she can still get a response, still get your attention, still pull you back into conversation whenever she feels like it, she never truly loses control. And that is why her message is small, because it requires no effort, no vulnerability, no accountability. It is the lowest level of investment possible with the highest potential return. And if you respond with excitement, with long messages, with immediate availability, you confirm everything she assumed about you. That no matter how long she disappears, no matter how little she gives, you will still be there ready to engage the moment she decides to show up. And that destroys everything you have been trying to build within yourself, because now you are back in the same position, reacting instead of leading, chasing instead of choosing. And this is why you must not react emotionally to breadcrumbs. You must slow down, you must pause, you must observe what is actually being offered. And ask yourself one simple question: does this match the level of effort and consistency I require? And most of the time the answer is no, because a single message does not equal genuine interest, a casual check-in does not equal commitment, and attention without consistency has no value. So your response must reflect your standards, not your emotions. You do not ignore out of ego. You do not respond out of excitement. You operate from control. You take your time. You match the level of effort. You stay grounded. And most importantly, you do not let one message pull you back into old patterns, because those patterns are exactly what put you in this situation in the first place. And this is where discipline becomes visible, not in silence when nothing is happening, But in moments like this, when something finally does happen and you have the chance to either stay aligned or fall back, and if she truly wants to reconnect, if she truly values you, she will not stay at that low level of effort. She will increase it. She will show consistency. She will make her intentions clearer over time, and that is when you can decide how you want to engage. But until then, you remain steady. You do not reward minimal effort with maximum attention. You do not give her access to your time and energy just because she showed up briefly, because access to you is no longer free, it is earned. And this is the shift that changes everything, because now you are not reacting to her presence. You are evaluating it. You are not being pulled in by emotion. You are standing firm in your standards. And that forces her into a position where she either steps up or steps away. And both outcomes serve you, because you are no longer stuck in uncertainty. You are no longer waiting. You are no longer hoping for her to act right. You are simply observing what she does and responding accordingly, and this removes all confusion from your life, because clarity comes from watching actions, not listening to words. And if she continues to offer you crumbs, if she continues to show up with minimal effort, inconsistent attention, vague messages, then you already have your answer. She is not operating at the level you require, and your job is not to lower your standards to accommodate that. Your job is to maintain your position and move forward, because every time you accept less than what you deserve, you reinforce a standard that keeps you stuck. And every time you hold your ground, every time you refuse to engage with low effort, every time you choose discipline over impulse, you strengthen your identity. You become more solid, more grounded, more in control. And over time, this builds a level of self-respect that no one can shake, because now your actions are aligned with your standards, not your emotions. And that is what makes you dangerous in the best way possible, not because you are playing games, but because you are no longer available for them. And once you reach that point, you stop being affected by who comes and goes, because your value is no longer tied to someone else choosing you. It is tied to you choosing yourself every single time, and that is the mindset that transforms your entire life. Number 5, be ready to walk away. This is the most important part, because everything you have heard means nothing if you are not willing to leave, and deep down you know this is where you hesitate. This is where you start negotiating with yourself, telling yourself to wait a little longer, to give her more time, to see if things change, to hope she comes back the way she used to be. But that hesitation is exactly what keeps you trapped, because as long as you are not ready to walk away, you are operating from fear. And when your actions are driven by fear, you will always compromise your standards just to keep someone in your life. And she senses that. She sees it in the way you respond, in the way you tolerate inconsistency, in the way you stay even when the energy is no longer right. And that tells her everything she needs to know. That she does not have to respect your boundaries because you are not enforcing them, that she can give less and still keep you, that she can disappear and return without consequence. And once that pattern is established, it becomes your reality. Not because she is forcing it, but because you are allowing it. And this is where you need to make a decision that most people avoid. You need to decide that your self-respect is more important than keeping someone who does not value you properly. And that decision is not emotional, it is not dramatic, it is calm, it is controlled, it is final. Because walking away is not about anger, it is about alignment. It is about recognizing that your time, your energy, your attention are limited resources, and you will not invest them into someone who treats them as optional. And once you fully accept that, once you internalize that, you are not here to convince anyone to choose you. Everything shifts, because now your mindset becomes clear. If she is inconsistent, you step back. If she disrespects your time, you remove access. If she shows you through her actions that you are not a priority, you stop treating her like one. And there is no negotiation in that, no overthinking, no second guessing, because your standards are not dependent on how you feel in the moment. They are fixed, they are part of who you are, and this is where true control begins. Not control over her, but control over yourself, over your decisions, over your boundaries, over what you allow into your life. And when you reach that point, something powerful happens. You stop fearing loss, because you understand that losing someone who does not align with you is not a loss. It is a correction. It is life removing what does not fit, so you can move forward without distraction. And that mindset makes you dangerous in the best way possible, because now you are not attached to outcomes. You are not clinging to potential. You are not staying in situations that drain you just because you are used to them. You are moving with clarity, with purpose, with discipline, and that changes how people see you, because when a man is willing to walk away without hesitation, without drama, without trying to prove anything, it signals strength. It signals that he values himself enough to not settle. And that is rare, because most people stay where they are not valued simply because they are afraid of being alone. But you are not operating from that place anymore. You understand that being alone with your standards intact is far better than being with someone who slowly erodes your self-respect. And once you truly accept that, once you embody that mindset, your entire life changes. Because now every decision you make is filtered through one principle. Does this align with who I am and what I stand for? And if the answer is no, you walk, no hesitation, no explanation, no need for closure. Because your closure comes from your decision, not from her words. And this is where your power becomes undeniable, because you are no longer waiting for someone to treat you right. You are ensuring that only those who meet your standards remain in your life. And that creates a level of peace that most people never experience, because they are constantly adjusting themselves to fit others, while you are standing firm in who you are. And from that place you build a life that is not dependent on anyone's approval, not controlled by anyone's inconsistency, not shaken by someone walking away, because you already accepted that possibility and made peace with it. And that is the ultimate advantage, because when you are truly ready to walk away, you no longer need to, because your presence becomes a choice, not a dependency. And that is what transforms everything, not just in this situation, but in every area of your life moving forward. Everything changes the moment you decide you are done being controlled, done being the option, done living a life where your value depends on someone else's attention. Because the truth is, society benefits from you staying distracted, emotional, and easy to manipulate, not disciplined, grounded, and in control. If you are ready to break out of that cycle, comment, "I choose control right now," and make that decision public. Then like this video and subscribe so more men can wake up before they waste years chasing what was never meant for them. The Stoic Relationship Blueprint ebook for men is built exactly for this shift, filled with timeless principles that will transform how you think, act, and move immediately. Not someday, not later, but now. It is also available in audiobook, so you can listen while walking, training, or moving through your day, turning every moment into progress instead of distraction. The link is in the comments, and once you get it, it is yours for life. Knowledge they hope you never access, but once you do, you never go back.